An old woman casually tossed her cigarette butt into a sewer, unknowingly igniting the methane gas inside. At that very moment, a young boy happened to walk past the manhole. As the gas buildup intensified, the next second, the boy was blown into the air, and the old woman wasn't spared either. The boy was rushed to the hospital for emergency treatment, and his stepmother arrived soon after being notified. Due to the severity of his injuries, only the hospital's director, who happened to be on vacation, could perform such a high-risk surgery. When the woman heard this, she realized that the director was her own husband. She immediately called him, but the man, thinking it was the son she had with her ex-husband, impatiently said, "What does your son's accident have to do with me?" Before she could explain, he hung up and turned to the scheming woman beside him, relieved it wasn't their child. Unaware of the truth, the couple even discussed taking a family vacation once their son was off school. Meanwhile, outside the operating room, the woman received notifications showing her husband had used her bank card to book a luxury parent-child vacation, and had even bought a diamond ring for the other woman. Enraged, and knowing her son might not survive, she unlinked the card from his phone. Her husband, receiving the alert, angrily called and demanded she reconnect the card. She told him the injured boy was his son, but he refused to believe it, assuming she was lying to manipulate him into saving someone else's child. Right after he hung up, the scheming woman received a call from the hospital her mother had been injured in the explosion in the parking lot. It turned out the old woman who had tossed the cigarette was her mother. Panicked, the couple assumed the boy had caused the explosion that harmed her. To calm the woman down, the man rushed to the hospital, deciding to perform surgery on her mother himself. But as they arrived, the boy was declared dead. The stepmother was devastated. Even though she knew the boy was the child of her husband and the scheming woman, she had long treated him as her own. 5 years earlier, her husband had brought the newborn to her, lying that the child had been conceived after being drugged by the scheming woman, and begged for forgiveness, swearing he'd cut ties with the other woman forever. Out of kindness, she agreed to raise the boy. Since then, the child had seen her as his real mother, and she had loved him as her own. Now that he was gone forever, her grief was unbearable. At that moment, the authorities informed her that the person responsible for her son's death had been found and was recovering in the room next door. But when she entered, she was stunned to discover it was her own husband.